Good morning, Namaste, Sitaram. Welcome to Jamaica, Queens, New York. And this morning we want to pay attention and importance to our relationship with God, whoever we call it, God, Krishna, Allah, Buddha, whoever. Knowing very well that religion is just something, a stepping stone to higher heights where we transcend all the dogmas and we go, all of us would reach at that one high point of consciousness. We transcend the lower existence of God as creation and we go to Him and we realize that we are that consciousness that we worship. Let us pray. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Let us all pray. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Gurudevo Maheshwara Gurudeva Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Adorations to Lord Shiva. Om Satyam Shivam Sundaram Tapasiddha Vigraham Yogishwaram Yogirajam Yogacharyam Namamiham Vyagraham Varam Devam Shulahastam Saveravam Namami Tvam Mahadivyam Divya Jyotir Vibhushatam Acharyam Pranavam Devam Ashutosham Varapraram Namami Satchidanandam Sri Pranavananda Vigram Om Ahaitukam Prema Siddham Tapastejasa Deeptimamtam Mahamukti Vidataram Sri Pranavacharyam Namami. Om Namaste Bigana Samharde Namaste Psirapara Namaste Deva Devesha Namaste Siddhi Vinayaka. Om Vishuddha Dehaya Trivide Chakshuse Sriya Prati Nimittaya Namah Sumadhara Dharane. Om Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadrakali Kapalani Durga Shiva Kshama Dhatri Swaha Swara Namostute. Om Siddhi Buddhi Prada Devi Bhukti Mukti Pradayani Sarva Papa Haro Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute. Om Saraswate Namo Nityam Bhadrakali Namo Nama Veera Viranta Vedanga Vidyastane Evacha. Om Vasudevam Sutam Devam Kansa Mardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. Om Aparam Apahartaram Dataram Sarva Samparam Lokai Viramam Sri Ram Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamyanam. Om Anjana Nandanam Viram Vajatam Kapisham Vande Sri Ramadutam Janaki Shokanashanam. Om Brahma Murari Sripurantakari Bhanu Shashi Bhume Suto Burascha Guruscha Shukrashani Rahu Ketu Kurvantu Sarvamama Puja Sapalam. Om Purnamadaha Purnamiram Purnat Purnamurachate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. morning. Again, we'll take this opportunity to reflect a little on these prayers that we have the gods and goddesses come in our presence. We adore them of the highest, recognizing that we also have the potentials to be there like them. So our effort this morning is to do just that. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. A very powerful prayer saying, we came from that consciousness. We are that consciousness. So if we take away that consciousness that we came from, which you can't, then we are still consciousness. In other words, we need to rediscover that the gods and goddesses that we are praying to, we are those, and also the life force in us is where we came from, like Lord Shiva manifests himself out of the same consciousness to take a form to guide humanity, guide creation. Swami Pranavanandaji, he now announces coming also, and he just, to authenticate his coming and to have that relationship with creation, he acted ordinary, but throughout his life he was in that place of consciousness. That when he got God realization in 1916, it was a deliberate effort to teach us, but never was he in a fallen state. Mother Durga also, she is the same thing. When there was divisions among the gods and goddesses in the so-called heavens, and then there was the Asuras see that weakness of division, and they divide and conquer policy. And Mahisasura, Mother Durga, she had to take that form out of the free will to come and end his reign. So, Om Purnamada Purnamidam. That this is such a powerful prayer also, that it tells us that we have to strengthen ourselves through unity, diversity and unity. And also from that, like Guyana, one people, one nation, one destiny, this is what it's saying, that we should all be together. We follow religions, but to the point where it doesn't divide us. In other words, we should not identify ourselves through that ego identification, and I just want to spend a few moments at it, that when we identify ourselves with a certain religion, then naturally we have to protect that belief system at the expense of causing divisions. So this morning we should be aware this is an egotistic thinking, because ego says, I am who I am, what I have. So then we identify ourselves or rich or poor or whatever we don't have. So that separation, that's false identification, we have to protect. And that means that we'll go at all cost, and then we shift away from religion and belief system, because all religions just tells us the truth. Then I am what I do. We shouldn't be differentiating ourselves and see high and low, because what we do. I am what I have. Well, what you have is yours. If you want to share it, that's even better. If you don't want to share and you want to hoard it, well, that's your false identification, and you protect that. It's that protection that makes the division, to protect that belief system that we have in us. I'm different from you for whatever reason, religious wise, maybe color of skin, coming from another country, whatever the division. Things are missing in my life, lack of contentment, and this separation, because of it causes separation, lack of contentment, always wants to grab and get. This mentality is always perpetuated by acquiring more. But then the last one is, well, we are separated from God, most killing one. So these false identifications we have to protect. And when we look at all the wars between intra-religion war of fighting, like in Hinduism, there's the Brahmin, Shudra, Vaishya, and Shudra. That separation, it's causing weakening of Hinduism. Because I was in the United Nations and one Dalit person came from South India and she pointed with haste and anger that you Swamijis and you religious Hindu people, today I have to leave my Hinduism and come here because I was treated like an animal there, like I'm nothing. And then Christianity embraced me, so here I'm in Christianity, but I'm born Hindu, so there's that anger. And when I went to Lebanon, also the same thing, intra-fighting between Sunni and Shiite, and it was so intense that it can erupt anytime. It's just a matter of time before it'll erupt. Same thing with inter-religion. One religion's want to designate themselves as superior to the other one, and this is causing the big divisions. Imagine religion, that'd be something to unite. But this is how it is, that when we identify ourselves, especially religion, we can give our lives for it. That's why wars come into existence. When we feel that in certain countries that this country is passing from one generation to another, and the country is in the ownership of generations coming down. We see that in Syria and in North Korea and all of this kind, where inheritance is there. So we want to break away from that, and then we want to humble ourselves, because in our Hindu religion we have the various classes: Brahman, Shudra, Vaishya, and Kshatriya. We all have a little of that. We all have this desire to acquire knowledge, whether it's religious or academic. This is the Brahmanism trait. We want to protect ourselves individually or family. That when a mother or father gets children, they protect that instinct of protection of themselves and the family, and it's there. So we have that. And Vaishya, business class, that yes, whatever business we have, we want to protect it, our earnings, we want to protect our money. And then Sudra, also the same thing, the humility to serve. So we all have these qualities in us, wanting, so we are no different from anyone. It's when we try to lift ourselves higher, then we're moving towards God. So this is something this morning, that the culprit of our lives is this Abhiman, ego, edging God out, ego. That when we identify ourselves, the idea for Swami Panavananji perpetuate pilgrimage places in India, in Gaya and Banaras and Puri, and going Himalayan pilgrimage or wherever, is to lift the self up where you try to give up your name and your form, and you go back. So when you go to Deva and Prayag, Alaknanda River is coming from way up in the mountains, and Bhagirathi is coming from where Ganga descended, Mother Ganga descended on the jet of Lord Shiva and Gomukh. When they reach a Deva and Prayag, these two rivers, Bhagirathi and Alaknanda, they give up their name and their form, and they become the Ganges, Ganga. So we too, in this pilgrimage that we're going through, we have to give up our name and form. And by doing this, what will happen? We will be successful. Swami Paramhanji would said, what is the goal of life? Self-realization, universal emancipation. When we rediscover we are the consciousness above the gods and goddesses, really, then we can pull others up like Swami Panavananji did. He created Bharat Sevashram Shen, so more people can get the benefit of his incarnation of Lord Shiva. And the organization is a corporate body, follow the rules of the country, the structure for efficient management, and then the power of the guru is controlling all of that. And who's that power? Swami Pranavanandaji, Lord Shiva, the Buddha, the Christ, etc. So this is where my message this morning, and it's flowing nicely. If you're very comfortable, delivering this message. And now we'll be doing the arati, and what we'll be doing is just do a little cleansing. Om Gange Chayamane Chaiva Godavari Saraswati Narmada Sindhu Kaveri Jale Asmin Snanidim Kuru. Om Kurukshetra Gaya Ganga Prabhasa Pushkarani Cha Tirtanyatani Punyani Kale Bhavantuha. We bring the waters from the holy rivers. We make this place of pilgrimage holy, purified. In your place, Mansika Puja is going on, where the mind is the controller. The mind is stable. The mind is focused. So we want to cleanse inside, after a bath, outside. Om Amrito Pastar Namasi Swaha. Amrita Pidha Namasi Swaha. Om Satyam Yasha Srimahi Srayatam Swaha. Om Shanno Devi Ravishtayapo Bhavanta Pitaye. Shanno Ravi Sravantuna. Om Vak Vak. Om Prana Pranam. Chakshu Chakshu. Om Srotram Srotram. Om Nabhi Om Hridayam Om Kantaham Siraha. Om Bahobhyam Yashobalam. Om Karetala Karaprishti. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyati. Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Sahasra Shirisha Purushaha Sahasrakshu Sahasrapad Sabhumin Sarvato Sritva Atyatishta Dashangulam. Om Sarvataha Pani Param Tat Sarvato Akshi Shiromukam Sarvataha Sroti Maloke Sarvamavritya Tishtate. Om Jyotishama Pita Jyoti Tamasaha Paramuchyate. Jnanam Geyam Jnanagamyam Riddhi Sarvasya Vishtitam. Om Gate Bharta Prabhu Sakshi Nivashaho Sharanam Surit. Prabhava Pralaya Sthanam Nidhanam Bijam Abhayam. Om Tvamadi Deva Purusho Purana Tvamasya Visvasya Param Nidhanam. Tvamabhaya Swasvato Dharma Gupta Sanatanastvam Purusho Matomi. Om Pitasi Lokasya Characharasya Tvamasya Pujasya Garur Garyam. Na Tvatsamo Asti Abhyadika Kuto Anyo Lokatrayim Api Apyatimam Prabhaom. Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om. करो जया गुरु ओम, करो जया शिवा ओम, ओम करो जया गुरु ओम, करो जया शिवा ओम, 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 ओम करो जया गुरु ओम, करो जया शिवा ओम, करो जया गुरु ओम, करो जया शिवा ओम, करो जया गुरु ओम, करो जया शिवा ओम, ओम करो जया गुरु ओम, करो जया शिवा ओम, ओम करो जया गुरु ओम, करो जया शिवा ओम, करो जया गुरु ओम, करो जया शिवा ओम, करो जया गुरु ओम, करो जया शिवा ओम, ओम करो जया गुरु ओम, करो जया शिवा ओम, करो जया गुरु ओम, करो जया शिवा ओम. Now we want to do prayers, closing prayers, full adoration of the Guru, whoever that genuine Guru, manifestation of consciousness, that's the genuine Guru, God in the form of human. Om Jnanam Timirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurumilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Om Mantra Satyam Puja Satyam Satyam Devadiranjana Gurur Vakyam Sara Satyam Satyameva Paramam Param. Om Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatparam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Om Pitri Matre Surirabhadra Vidyatirtani Devata Natulyam Guruna Sekram Sparshayet Paramam Param. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Gurur Deva Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Om Dhyana Moolam Gurur Murti Puja Moolam Guru Param Mantra Moolam Gurur Vakyam Moksha Moolam Guru Kripa. Om Brahmanandam Paramasukaram Kevalam Dhyana Murtim Dandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasyaadhilaksham. Om Ekam Nityam Bimalam Achalam Sarvarasakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namamiyam. Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Guru Kripahi केवलम गुरु कृपा ही केवलम। बोलो श्री गुरु महाराज की जय, शंकर भगवान की जय, कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की जय, भगवान बुद्ध की जय, भगवान क्राइस्ट की जय, सब संतन की जय, जय सीताराम। Well, it's nice to be with us together as one family. Let us be united. We have no separation. We are all divine spark. We are that consciousness. Hari Om, Shanti, Shanti, Hari Om.